Magical
Madness.
Hi.
What's up?
Welcome to Magical Madness Monday. It's a Monday. If you're
It is a
listening to it
Monday.
on a Monday. If you didn't listen to it on a Monday, it came out on a Monday.
Yeah, if you're listening to this on a Wednesday and we're telling you it's Monday, we're lying.
Yeah. Sorry
Yeah, you have to be listening to this on Monday.
for it to be a Monday.
But this released on a Monday.
Yeah. Yeah.
Close enough.
But it's just Magical Madness.
Yeah.
Podcast.
Correct.
That's us. Austin and Madison. In
That's
case you
correct.
didn't know.
In case you're tuning in and you're realizing you're listening to the wrong thing.
We're Magical Madness, and it's Austin and Madison. If you want to tune out, now's the time.
Yeah, do it now.
Before we get too into it.
Before you get too deep.
Yeah, because this one, we're going deep today.
We are.
We're going right into the trenches. So if you if you don't like the parks, tune out now because we're talking about the parks.
You're about to get a park overload.
Yeah, let me tell you, it's an overload. But first, how are you today?
I'm good.
Good.
It's it felt like one of the hottest days that we've had this year.
Today, yeah.
This week in general is definitely the hottest week of the year here in Michigan.
Yeah.
And today was 90 degrees. I think the real feel was over that.
Yeah.
With the humidity and everything. So I decided to go for a run and mow the lawn. And I think I lost probably 5 pounds in sweat.
Yeah, you were sweating so bad when you came back.
Yeah.
I stayed inside during that whole time.
You did?
And I sat.
You were the smart one.
I actually was going through vlog number 2.
Yes.
So if you haven't seen it yet, we made our day 1 vlog, and that is out on YouTube. So you can go check that out.
Yes.
If you have time or you want to. It is our travel day, first day at Disney World.
Yep.
And if you're a Disney World goer, I don't know, your first day there is like so exciting. There's something about it that, because you like know this is the beginning of my trip. It's kind of like your first park day.
Yeah.
I don't know. Those two just hit different than
I would agree.
I think any other day, personally.
Yeah. No, yeah, there's something about you first get there and you know you have your whole trip ahead of you. And
Yeah.
then as each day goes on, you realize you're one day closer to to going home.
Yeah.
But it's the travel day, so we get to the airport, get to Disney, we check out Springs for a little bit, we go to Polynesian that night.
Mm-hmm.
We kind of show you around a room a little bit.
Yeah. And we talked about it on the podcast before, but that was our first time going to the Polynesian beach for fireworks at night.
Yeah.
And this is like a big thing that Disney people do, particularly people that stay on property and stuff, is that you can watch the fireworks from the Polynesian.
Yeah.
Like without a park ticket. You know, you just have to get over to the Polynesian. So that's like,
it's awesome.
It's a super cool thing to do, and that's something that me and my mom have talked about doing since our first trip, and we finally did it this time, and it was totally worth it. So cool.
Really cool experience. Yeah,
Yeah.
you can see the castle. It's far away, but you can see it.
Yeah.
But the cool thing is, which I think we've talked about before, but they pump the music through speakers all throughout the resort. So it's like, as far as audio goes, it's like you're right there.
Yeah.
But you're watching it over the water, which is cool.
Yeah. So if you haven't checked that out already and you're a Disney vlog person like I am, it was a lot of fun to make. And I am starting on day 2, which we're actually going to talk about today.
Yes.
So we'll definitely, when that vlog comes out, we'll link this on our YouTube. And then also when that one comes out, link this episode to that, because they are intertwined.
Yeah, they are. I don't know when this vlog will come out. It'll be probably
it's going to be probably a couple weeks from now. But
got quite a bit of footage to go through for that day.
Yeah. I just pulled it all in today, and I'm over 2 hours of like just raw footage, so it's a lot to go through. I'm really excited to go through all of it, but that's what I did while Austin was sweating outside.
I mean, someone's got to do the editing, so.
Yeah. So it's exciting. But today, I don't think there's any like Disney news. They just announced that they're closing a couple more rides.
Really?
which for like refurbishment, which is just
Which ones
they
are
just
they?
have dates for them, which we already knew one of them was closing. Buzz Lightyear, the Space Ranger spin in Magic Kingdom, that one is closing because they are replacing all of the guns.
Oh, okay.
The other ride that is closing, which I didn't know that they are closing this one, is Spaceship Earth.
Oh.
So I'm pretty sure they said the dates for both of those were in either the end of July or August.
Okay.
So one of those two. Closing for refurbishment, both of those.
Seems like a pretty regular thing now.
Yeah, it's just kind of crazy how many they're closing, considering how many have been closed. And
I'll tell you what they need to refurbish or just work on are those trackless rides.
Yeah.
They need to get that under control.
Yeah, I don't know if you. I don't know. I would say that I don't know if you can, but I was gonna say because of the animatronics, but some of those aren't the animatronics. Like Ratatouille comes down all the time, and that one's just screens. So I don't know. I don't know what's
I think it's
going
just
on
something
with
with the
that.
trackless technology that they're using is just failing.
Well, it's. I wonder if it's like too many people. Like the technology only can handle so many people in an hour or something.
Yeah.
If there's like too much capacity on it, but I would think they wouldn't overdo that. Like that doesn't sound like.
Who knows? Anyway, they
I
need to
don't
get
know.
it. They need to fix it.
Yes,
Everyone we went on broke down
it did.
or
Every
was
single
screwed
one.
up or something.
Every single trackless ride did
Yep.
not fail to pause.
We did
at
not have
some
one
moment.
flawless trackless ride.
No, we
But
thought we almost did,
we
and
almost
then
did.
and then
We were
the
really
end.
close. Yeah.
The end was that. But I think that's pretty much it for as far as like big Disney World news. I think
Awesome.
that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's get into it.
Let's get into it. We are talking about today how to strategize and keyword enjoy.
That's a big part of it. Yeah.
Enjoy 4 parks in one day.
Yeah.
So this is definitely like a challenge that a lot of people have done or do is go to all 4 of the Disney World parks in one day.
Yep.
So we did that on our most recent trips. So we're definitely going to base this on our experience and kind of give you tips and tricks on how it worked so well for us.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe probably talk about some things that we wish we would have maybe done better or wish would have worked better.
Yeah.
And go from there.
Love it.
But question of the day for you.
Okay.
Would you do 4 parks in one day again?
I think I would, but I would do it a little different. Because when we did it, we were like, we're doing this.
Yeah.
And we're gonna really make sure we hit what we want to hit.
Yeah.
But if it's just because there's a lot of ways to do it.
Yeah.
But I think, yeah, but it would maybe look a little different next time.
Okay. I would agree with that because I really enjoyed going to all of the parks, and I did think it was pretty easy to get back and forth to the other parks. Some of them were a little bit more time consuming compared to others, but it was, I would say, pretty flawless going through like between the parks.
Yeah, no, it
for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
We'll talk about one that happened. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
Oh wait, maybe that didn't happen this time. I was gonna say the Skyliner went down, but yeah, that was a different day.
Yeah, it was a different day.
But that is a thing. But yeah, we're gonna talk about our experience, and if you can't tell, we did enjoy it because we would go do it again.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I would do it again, but it would just look different.
Yeah. So we did all 4 parks. I think we should start out talking about our personal experience and then go into tips on how we think this really worked for us and how maybe we would do it different in the future.
Sure. I think doing it different isn't because I think the way we did it pretty perfect with with what we were wanting to accomplish.
Yeah.
I think it's just next time, like, we accomplished it, and I don't need to, like,
go that hard.
go that hard again. I think the way
We actually weren't planning on going that hard. That was not the original plan.
oh, okay.
So the original plan was to go in and do like this was our challenge. So we went with my parents. This is something that my parents they really wanted to do the 4 parks in one day.
Yeah.
And we said, sure. And
Why not?
so we were like, we need to ride one ride at each park and get one snack.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that was it. And take a picture in front of whatever the main thing is there.
Yeah.
Those were like
It was 2 rides and a snack, wasn't it?
no, because when we first went in, it was one ride, and then it turned out being 2
Okay.
rides because
Yeah.
we could do it.
Because we were kind of just cruising and it was working out.
Yeah. But that was like the original plan.
Okay.
Knowing that we were only going to Animal Kingdom one time on this trip.
Yes. So we had 3 park hoppers this trip, and we were kind of going in knowing that Animal Kingdom was probably only going to be hit on this day, and we weren't going to go back.
Yes.
So we started the day at Animal Kingdom.
Yes, we started the day at Animal Kingdom knowing we weren't going to go back and knowing that I love this park and there's a lot of things I like to do at this park. Mm-hmm. So we did have to do all of them, considering that 2 really big things that I love to do are closing, like for good, and I don't know if I'd be able to do them again. So we had to like spend our time at Animal Kingdom.
And those 2 things are Restaurantosaurus and Dinosaur.
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
Yep, because that whole area is closing. Side note, very sad over there. It's very sad looking.
Yeah.
With the walls up, like not having the...
But it'll turn into something great.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be much better over there when they redo it. I think it's going to be done well. Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
It should be done well. But it's sad over there right now. And I am still sad that a restaurant is going to close. Restaurantosaurus. Best restaurant on Disney property. Hands down.
We need to make a meme. That was my water bottle.
Oh.
Expanding. We need to make a meme of you with Restaurantosaurus. I don't know what it would say, but...
I don't know. Just me crying outside of it when it closes. But we did it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So are we talking about how we...
Do you want to do park by park?
Sure.
Here, let me pull up. I think I have the times and stuff that we went to all of the rides and parks. Let me find it really quick.
Are we covering first just how we did it and then tips on, and then things we would do different? Is that kind of how we're doing this?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what it said.
Yeah, I didn't know what order though.
We're doing it that order.
Okay.
So first, this is how we did it, and then we'll go from there. So you have to get up early for this.
Yeah.
That's definitely a tip, but sorry, I just had to say that because I'm about to say what time we left the resort. We left the resort at 6:50 in the morning to get to Animal Kingdom.
Yeah. Another reason we chose Animal Kingdom first is because it opens earliest. So it makes sense to do that one first anyway.
Yep, it opens the earliest, and so you can like knock out rides before the other parks are even open. Mm-hmm. So first we got in line for Flight of Passage. So that was the first thing that we did, rope drop, Flight of Passage. We did that. We got in line at 7:30.
Okay.
And we got off of the ride at around 8:10. So
about 40 minutes.
40 minutes total, including the ride experience. So that ride does have like a longer pre-show, so you do have to like factor that in. It's a longer ride too, so it's nice. Then after that, we headed straight over to Dinosaur. Dinosaur was, if I remember right, a walk-on.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
We went over to Dinosaur and we rode Dinosaur twice.
Did we have a lightning lane for one of them?
We did.
Yeah.
Yep. We had a lightning lane for Dinosaur. We first just went in the line because it was a walk-on, and then we used our lightning lane. We probably could have gone for a third time, but we were going to go to a different place. So we rode Dinosaur at, it says 8:38. So it took us 30 minutes to get over to Dinosaur. I think we like used the bathroom,
Yeah.
did a little shopping,
Yep.
made our way over there. Plus, that's on the other side of the park, so it's not like a super close
Right.
walk over there. And we were off Dinosaur for the second time at 8:55. So this didn't even take a half hour.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Now that I'm reading these times. After that, we headed over to Everest because Everest was same way, just a walk on. And we did have a lightning lane for that as well. So we went and walked on to Everest, rode that, and
Yeah. Your parents were doing something else. So we're like, hey, like you literally said, what, a 10-minute wait, I think, the first time?
yeah,
Which
10-minute
is
wait.
crazy.
Yeah.
So me and you hopped on that. And then we used our lightning lane for round 2.
Yeah.
And it was, yeah.
Yeah, and I think it was an exact 10-minute wait because it says we got on at 9:10 and got off at 9:25.
Nice.
So that is a longer roller coaster, so that would make sense.
Yeah.
And then my parents met us back at Everest and we rode it again with the lightning lane. So that was a lot of fun. And then we went over to the safari, which we had a lightning lane for.
Yep.
And got on at 9:50 and got off of the safari at 10:25. The safari is a longer ride because it is dependent on the animals.
Correct.
So that one does take a little longer, but that was a lot of fun, and that is like a must do for Animal Kingdom
I would say so.
for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the only way that you're gonna see the most animals at
Right.
Animal Kingdom.
Yeah.
So
And you get to sit down and just
Yeah.
enjoy a ride.
yeah, and it's a lot of fun. Maybe we go into tip on that one that I didn't even realize. Don't sit on the right side, sit on the left side.
Oh, yeah.
Because all
If
of
you're
the
wanting to-
animals are on that
If you're
side.
wanting to video, you picked the wrong side to sit on for sure.
Yeah, if you want to take pictures even, like there's no animals on this side besides like
80% of what you're going to see is on the
the left
left
side.
side of the car.
Yeah. It was tragic, honestly. It was like it have no shot of the lions.
Yeah.
Have no shot of an elephant. Like all of the big animals, not even a shot of a giraffe. They were all on the left side that time.
Yep.
It's like, okay.
A little unlucky there.
Yeah, a little bit, but I didn't even know that. So,
Right.
safari, left side.
Left side.
Then we headed over to get some coffee after this, and we split up. We got coffee. My parents got churros from Nomad Lounge for all of us.
Yeah.
And then
That was a must for us. We were like, we got to get churros.
Churros was going to be our snack, and we were going to eat at Restaurantosaurus. So we made sure that we were there for long enough to like have a earlier lunch.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, when you're up since 6:50, like an 11 o'clock lunch is like a normal
we were ready
time.
to eat. Yeah.
So we were pretty excited to eat at that point.
Yeah.
Mobile ordered, and then we got to sit down in Restaurantosaurus, which is like there's a lot of places to sit in there, and it's air conditioning. And it was very hot when we went down there. They were like going through a heat wave. So it was like summer temperatures.
I think it was their hottest week they've had up to this point. 'Cause everyone was saying how crazy hot it was, especially for that time of year.
Yeah, it was definitely a heat wave. So it was nice to sit down. So we brought our churros in there. We had our meal and then had our churros together. And it was so great.
Yep.
And then we were pretty much done with Animal Kingdom.
And we were like done by noon, right?
Yep, we left at 11:45.
Crazy. We accomplished a lot before noon, which we were like pretty happy with.
Yeah, so that right there was, we went on, sorry, I'm having trouble counting because of how this looks on my phone. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rides.
And some of them we rode
Like
multiple times.
those were repeat rides, like 6 rides
Oh,
total.
okay.
2
That's
of them were
including
repeat.
repeats.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So that's a lot of rides in that
Great.
short amount of time. So that's all before noon. And we ate a full meal. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, we got done with the rides before 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
Just saying. That's how you do Animal Kingdom right there.
Well,
We did not choose to go on Navi River Journey because there was like a lightning lane available, but it wasn't until a little later. And I have gone on Navi River Journey before. I think it's a great ride, but the last time we did go on it, the shaman wasn't working.
Yeah.
And I just couldn't justify
statue.
standing in line, like, if the shaman's not working. And I didn't want to just stay at the park because we had things to do.
Oh, we were on a mission.
Yeah.
Big time.
So we headed out to Epcot. So you can take buses at all of the parks to all of the other parks.
Yep.
So I don't know if this was like offered during COVID times, but it is offered now. So we took a bus over to Epcot, and this was actually the first time that I went into Epcot from the front, which like we have never done that before. I've never actually seen the ball from that side.
Yeah.
I've never gone in front of the ball that way. So that
Yep.
was like a really interesting experience. So this
because we normally come in through the Skyliner.
yes.
Yep.
So this one we had we went on to Soarin'. That was the first thing that we did at Epcot. We got to Epcot about 12:30, got into Soarin' at 12:45. Soarin', we had a lightning lane for. And we are off Soarin' at 1:15. So 30 minutes there.
So how long did it take us to travel from Animal Kingdom to Epcot? Roughly.
A little less than an hour.
Okay.
Because we left Animal Kingdom at 11:45, got to Epcot at 12:30.
Gotcha. Cool.
So, and that could have been when we were actually in the park, because I didn't do a very good job at keeping track of time.
Mm-hmm.
But
these are pretty like ballpark times.
Yeah, I have the actual time on the camera. I haven't gone through the actual.
They're probably
times
within
yet.
10 minutes.
Yeah. But we did Soarin', and then we headed over to our individual lightning lane for Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh yeah.
So this is one that we paid for because we knew we wanted to ride Guardians this day, even though we weren't going to be at Epcot for very long. So we got on to Guardians around 1:30, and we're off Guardians at 2:00.
Nice.
So it's a great time.
Yeah.
And then we left Epcot around 3:20. I am having trouble remembering
what we ate.
You know what? I think the snack that we had was they had like that. Was it a pomegranate lemonade
Yeah, it was the
slushie?
lemonade. Yeah.
It was for the Flower and Garden Festival at one of the booths.
Yep.
I don't remember which booth it was, but it's like when you're going towards a World Showcase, towards the Canada way. This booth was right there by like where you get the ice cream.
Mm-hmm.
But it was very hot, and we were not hungry, because it was so hot.
And those of you that
and we just
know,
ate.
Epcot is the hottest park.
It's so hot.
For some reason, temperature increases by like 10 degrees when you get there.
I don't know why. But we all said as soon as we like walked on the grounds, we were all 10 degrees warmer than we were.
Yeah.
So we did get our snack there. That was what we considered our snack, which was super good. And it was super cute.
Refreshing.
Yeah, very refreshing. We probably could have gotten 2 and been happy with that. But this time of the day, we needed to like kind of sit down for a second because we went so hard at Animal Kingdom.
Yeah.
So we sat down, enjoyed our little beverage, and then we went over to the Skyliner to go to Hollywood Studios.
Yep.
So there's a few ways to get to Hollywood Studios from Epcot. You can take the bus. You can walk, which walking would be the closest. The fastest.
Walking would be the fastest?
Walking would be the fastest.
Okay.
But,
Who wants to do that?
You're doing
especially
4 parks.
on a 4-park day.
Yeah.
Transportation is your time to chill for a little bit, rest.
Yeah. There's a boat. You can take a boat. Or you can take a Skyliner over to like Caribbean Beach and then transfer over to Hollywood Studios. Mm-hmm. So all of our favorite method of transportation is the Skyliner. So that's what we chose to do.
Yeah.
So we went on the Skyliner. We left Epcot at like 3:20 and got to Hollywood Studios at 3:55.
Nice.
So that's only a half hour, like, to get to Hollywood Studios taking the Skyliner. And you don't have to walk very far.
Yeah.
So
Skyliner is the most, I think, peaceful,
yeah,
restful form of transportation.
Because usually you're just with your party.
Yeah.
Like you're usually not with a ton of other people, especially if you have a party of 4.
I do think we got stuck with somebody.
Well, we had 3 and they had 3.
Yes.
So, like, if you're a party of 4 or more, you're gonna just be with your party.
Gotcha.
If you're, like, less than that, you're most likely gonna be with other people. Or if you're going to the parks, like, in the morning at busy times, they put as many people in there as possible.
Yeah.
So those are just a couple things. But during the day like that, they're usually just gonna send your family in there, and you can just
Relax.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's just peaceful. The wind comes through.
It does.
It's so nice.
But
I love
there's
it.
no AC in those things, so they do get stuffy a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But it is peaceful.
And it gets stuffy if it gets stuck. Which it has not done on us, knock on wood, but so at Hollywood Studios, we did some great rides over here. So we started out with Rock and Roller Coaster,
Yeah.
which we had a lightning lane for.
And we hadn't ridden in a while because it was
It's been closed.
Yeah.
So this is like our first time riding it since our very first trip together.
Yeah.
Rock and Roller Coaster is the best.
It's awesome.
I love this ride. It is so intense, so much fun. You're just like laughing and screaming the whole time. And it's fun pre-show, fun area.
It did break down quite a bit when we were there.
Yeah, it did. It
but-
broke down often, actually. Yeah. I don't know what that's all about. Like, I don't know what is breaking down in it, but
yeah,
it's fine.
it's kind of an older ride, right? It's not a
Yeah.
newer one, so maybe they're just, I don't know. Hopefully, when they change it to whatever they're changing it to, they refurbish it a little bit.
Yeah. So we did Rock and Roller Coaster as soon as we got there at around 4:10, and we got off at 4:30. And then we went over to Tower of Terror right after that and rode Tower of Terror at 4:40. And I think that was actually just me and you.
Yeah, it was.
And I think my parents rode Star Tours
Yep.
during that time. And then we all met back up at Minnie and Mickey's at 5:20 and rode Minnie and Mickey's.
Nice.
And we got off of Minnie and Mickey's at 5:45 because I think this is when we got stuck.
We were on that ride for about 10 minutes.
Yeah, we got stuck at where Daisy is doing the dancing.
Uh-huh.
We got stuck there for like 7 minutes.
Yep.
It was extremely long. I stopped videoing because it was so long.
It's like,
I was like,
just one of the
like,
many
not moving.
trackless experiences that went bad.
But they did say over the speaker, like, didn't they say a couple times, like, sit down in your seat? Like, everybody needs to be seated in their seat. Yeah. So I think somebody was not obeying the rules.
That's quite possible.
And I think that's why they closed it down. They probably had to go through the ride and, either evacuate them or tell them to sit down.
Yeah.
But they were not obeying the rules. And this is why you obey the rules, especially at Disney, because you ruin the experience for other people. And there's like a little rant. There was people that paid for this ride, to like skip the line.
Yeah.
And somebody's just like standing up, and now like our ride experience is
but
now.
we're assuming that that's the problem too.
Yes.
I think they were having technical difficulties because.
And they were blaming it on somebody.
Could be. I just think all the trackless rides are.
Okay, yeah. Actually, it's never not.
Starting to poop out on them,
It's never not stopped on us, so I probably shouldn't blame it on that. But just obey the rules so you don't ruin it for somebody else.
But we were stuck in that spot before.
Yes.
On a previous vacation.
Yeah.
Or trip.
We left Hollywood Studios about 6:25, and I felt so accomplished at this point because it's only 6:25. The sun is still up, and we're going to our last park.
Yeah.
And we did so much.
We had done quite a bit up until now.
Yeah.
And we've still got Magic Kingdom to go.
Yes. So we took the bus from Hollywood Studios over to Magic Kingdom.
Yep.
And we got to Magic Kingdom at 6:50. We did Pirates of the Caribbean first. I think we had a lightning lane for that.
Yeah. Sounds right.
Yeah. I think so. I don't know if we necessarily needed one, but we had it. So that's what we used. And we got off of Pirates of the Caribbean at 7:15. And then we had another lightning lane for Haunted Mansion. Because at this point, we had done at least 2 rides at all of the parks. So we wanted to make sure we ended Magic Kingdom with 2 rides, too. Um, and we did Haunted Mansion at 7:30 and got off at 7:55.
And then me and your dad rode Tron while you guys
Yes.
watched fireworks,
Well,
right?
we all split up. My mom went and sat at a bench towards the back and waited for all of us to be
That's
done.
right. Yeah.
I went solo and watched Happily Ever After because
Yep.
I really wanted to watch Happily Ever After. I wanted to get that was one of my goals for that day was to get a good seat for Happily Ever After. And you guys went and rode Tron.
Yep. We did.
So that was how we ended our 4 parks in one day. We got our snack at Hollywood Studios was a Coke slushie because
Yeah.
again we still weren't hungry. And then our snack at Magic Kingdom, that's when you tried the pepperoni spring rolls.
Yeah. Yep.
And then I got a Rice Krispie treat,
Yep.
Mickey shaped Rice Krispie treat, and I watched Happily Ever After. Throwback to our last coffee talk episode where I talked about how good that is to get a Rice Krispie treat while you're watching Happily Ever After. I did this.
Just something special about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted to get the special popcorn that they have at the confectionery, but the line was so long and I get a little anxious. And if you've been to Happily Ever After, you know why. Like
Yeah.
people really line up super early and it was kind of
You
getting
gotta
to
lock
that
in your
point.
spot.
Yeah, I was kind of getting a little nervous about that. But yeah, that's how we did the 4 parks. So let's talk about some tips.
Yeah. So we did it gung ho.
Yes.
You do not have to do it like this.
No.
I think it's a fun way to do it. If
Yeah.
you have the energy and the stamina,
Yeah.
I would say go for it.
Yeah.
Because
It was thrilling.
yeah, my only experience with parks up until this point was, we're going to do one park one day.
Mm-hmm.
And to think of all the big rides we rode in one day at every park, I was like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
But we were absolutely exhausted by the end of the day.
Yeah.
Our feet were destroyed. We had 32,000 steps
Yes.
in that day.
Yeah.
But
And that is because of how much we did. So I
Right.
just listed everything that we did. And I mean, that doesn't include like part of Disney is not just walking, it's standing in the lines. So for this, it was like we had to choose things that were like we weren't going to stand for a long time so that we could save our feet. So because we have another park to go to.
yeah, I think off the top of my head, I've got like 4 or 5 tips.
Okay.
I can roll them off, and then I don't know
Yeah.
what you have too.
Yeah. Go for the big one because I think we have the same big one.
Lightning lane.
Yes. If you want to do this, purchase lightning lanes. Like the lightning lane multi-pass for sure. I'm not saying you have to do individual.
This is if you have rides that you want to hit or you're trying to hit a certain amount. Like this is an
Yes.
absolute must.
Yes, for us, we knew our priority always when we go to the parks is rides.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's why we knew we needed to get the multi-pass.
Yeah.
So like the tip for that is to use like the stacking method. So I thought this worked really well, especially starting at Animal Kingdom first. I got because you can only get the lightning lanes you get 3 rides and they all have to be at the same park. But after you use one of them, you can start getting them at other parks. So it was definitely something that I had to strategize during the day.
Yeah.
And I was definitely focused on that. Like you do have to have some phone time focused on that.
This isn't really something you can plan ahead of time a whole lot, right?
No, because it's just whatever is available.
Yep. So it's you kind of have to be on your toes a little bit.
Yeah, you can plan though those first hour. Like if you're doing Animal Kingdom, you can usually get all of those within the first hour, hour and a half of the park opening.
Yeah.
So you stack up those 3 and scan in the earliest you can at one so you can get another one for your second park.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the first thing that we did. We went on to Dinosaur and we scanned that lightning lane. So then I had another one available and I immediately got something at Epcot. So usually the big ones at Epcot are like the big ones like Ratatouille and Frozen. They're probably not going to be available for the time that you want to get there.
Mm-hmm.
But other things are. So I wasn't picky.
And Guardians, you just have to buy separate.
yes, if you want to do Guardians and you want to do it like this and you don't want to wait in line, we could have waited in the hour and a half line.
Yeah.
But instead, we knew that this was our ride that we were going to ride here. And if we got another one, great.
Yeah.
Which I just looked for another one and there was Soren and it was for like the afternoon and I knew we were going to get there at that time.
Right.
So you just kind of have to allot for the time that you're going to go over to the other park.
Yep.
But if we didn't have lightning lanes, I don't think we could do this version of this 4 parks.
No, we wouldn't have been able to accomplish what we did.
No.
Like,
we would be
absolutely not.
riding Star Tours, Figment, like Dumbo, like rides that we don't want to ride if we didn't have the lightning lanes.
Or, I
Because
mean, if you just wanted to go and hit one ride per park,
Yeah.
like, you can absolutely just stand in line.
yeah, it's just hard to. I think standing in line though is taking up that feet energy. So you definitely do want to choose smaller lines if you're going to do the route of standing in line because you don't want to waste your feet standing up the whole time.
Right.
Personal opinion.
Yeah.
I can walk for a very, very long time, but walking and standing and like no breaks in there, that's hard.
Yeah. I would agree.
So,
Yeah, there's something about standing in line that just kills the feet and back. I would almost rather walk than stand in a line.
yeah. So that is the first tip. To make it easier, I think buying the multi-pass for sure. Individuals, lightning lanes, that's up to you. For like those big rides like Guardians, Rise. I would like if this was the only thing we were doing, if we were going for one day and we were doing that, I would have bought all of the big rides personally because I want to ride all of the big rides.
Right.
But that's also a very high added expense. So
Yeah, it is. It's just
yeah,
a matter
that's the
of-
first tip.
Yeah.
What's your next tip?
Mobile ordering for food, I think, is a big one.
Yeah. Yes. The time we didn't mobile order for food, which was for the spring rolls, we waited in that line.
It was a long one.
And we were tired.
Yeah.
And it was
It was
later.
near the end of the day.
It was the last park that we went to.
And we were almost out of spring rolls when we got up there.
Yeah. And we did choose Magic Kingdom for the last park. I don't think we said this, but that one's closed. That closes the latest. So
Okay.
that's why we did that one.
Yeah.
Anyways. Yes.
Yeah, it's a good way to save time. You don't have to, you can order on your way over to wherever you're getting your food. So when you get there, hopefully it's done or almost done. You don't have to wait in a line to get your food. So it's a great time saver. And I think it's, even if you're not trying to do 4 parks in one day, I just think you should always mobile order, period.
Yeah. Mobile ordering is superior.
Yeah,
If
for sure.
if there's a mobile order option, I would rather do that. It's so much easier, and then press I'm here, prepare my order while you're walking over there, because if you don't, they're not going to prepare it.
Yeah.
If you press I'm here while you're walking over there, don't do it if you're not going to be over there. Your food's going to be cold and gross. But if you're on your way over there,
Yeah.
you can press it and you'll have enough time to find a seat and then go back and get your for most of the places.
Yeah.
So
It's a must.
yeah. So that's a good one. What's
Nice.
your next tip?
My next one is have a game plan ahead of time. Know what parks you're going to hit in order, have an idea of what rides you want to hit, maybe food, but be subject, don't be upset if things change, and be open to change, because it may not go exactly as planned.
Yeah.
But having a roadmap so you're not just kind of standing around wondering what to do next
Yeah.
is a good idea.
Yeah. I would say this is very important. I would say that's a great tip for this, especially with the 4 parks, and knowing what your priorities are with the people that you're going with.
Correct.
If it's just me and you that's going, I kind of know what we like, and I know what would be a second priority. If the group is bigger, I'm going to have to make sure, okay, what's if we're riding one ride, what's our top 3 rides that we want to ride at this park?
Yeah.
Especially if you're getting the lightning lanes, it's important to know that so you can be on the lookout for those, because you can modify the times. You can keep looking if you're the lightning lane person.
Yeah.
You can be looking out for those. And I think you looked out for you were looking at some of them too while we were there.
Yeah.
And I think you found like Rock and Roller Coaster
I did.
when
Yeah.
I didn't find it.
Yeah.
And so I immediately booked that when you found it. Like, I mean, if you're all on the lookout for something.
Yeah.
And we did sneak some rides on my parents. That was exciting.
Yeah.
They didn't know we were riding Rock and Roller Coaster that
Yeah.
day. And it was one of the best experiences.
Yeah.
Because we didn't tell them we booked that lightning lane and then just made them get on it.
Right.
But that's just for us. But that's super important. Even if you're not doing 4 parks one day, it's important to know like your plans will change.
Yeah.
It's Disney. You don't know. A ride can be down, which happens often. But especially for the 4 parks, it's important to know, like, if I can't get on this ride, and rides are important to me, what is my second ride?
Yeah.
And where in the park is that? Because if it's on the other side of the park and you have to do a whole 2 parks, that might be really hard.
Yeah.
That's a lot of walking.
Yep.
So.
And yeah, again, like if it depends on how many rides you want to hit. If 4 parks to you in one day is just visiting 4 parks in one day, sweet.
Yeah.
There's multiple ways to do it.
Yeah.
And then I think this is my last one, is just knowing transportation and kind of planning that and knowing what you're going to take to each park ahead of time too.
Yeah. That's a good
Whether
one.
it's a bus, a boat, Skyliner, monorail, whatever. Yes.
Yeah. And I think like this one, we did it a different way, but there's lots of different ways to get between the parks. Like a cool way that we did a different day, we took the monorail from Epcot to Magic Kingdom, which was like so much faster than any other transportation that we had done. Like if we would have done it differently, taken the monorail from Epcot like to Magic Kingdom, that would have gotten us there at a different time. So I think just knowing, I think that goes back with your other one too, knowing like the order of the parks and transportation is really important. You can also lift to the other parks.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like if there's less people, like if there's not a ton of people, if there's not kids, like lifting at the end of the night too. So we did not lift at the end of the night on this one.
This is our first time lifting. When we say lift, we're talking about like
Lyft, Uber, yeah,
that type of stuff.
Minivans too, you can do that. But we lifted the day before this.
Yeah.
And this, for me, I wanted to do 4 parks fully using Disney transportation, like
which we
just using Disney stuff.
Yep.
So that does factor in when you have gone to all 4 parks, and leaving Magic Kingdom at night is always crazy. It's always going to take you a long time. It will never be quick because so many people go there at night, especially for the fireworks. So when you're leaving after fireworks, just expect to wait. Unless maybe you get a lift. You might not wait that long. I don't know.
You can get a nice AC or a car with blasting AC.
Yeah, and I also
very comfortable ride. They're all pretty nice cars usually.
I don't know if you have to take the monorail over to the TTC to get lifted. I don't know. I don't know if there's an area to get back there or not. I'm not 100% with like Magic Kingdom, but the other parks, you can very easily take a lift to a different park. I don't know. It's nice.
Yeah.
So that's another option. My tip are all of those things, but what I would say is a must. If you are doing 4 parks in one day, take a picture at every single thing at the park. So take a picture of your group in front of the Tree of Life. Take your picture in front of the castle. Take your picture in front of...
We did this, right?
Yes, we did it. Like, make sure you document that you went to all 4 parks. Like, that's super important. Or if you're doing like the multi-pass, you get a... for most of those, you're going to get a like ride picture. So you'll have that. Like, it's just, I think it's fun. It's a fun way to say I did 4 parks in one day.
Yeah.
And let's talk about like quickly what we would do differently if we were to do it again.
Okay.
for me, I wouldn't do as many rides.
Yeah. Yeah, if we were to if we were to do it again. I don't think
Yes.
doing it I don't know if I'd do anything different than what we did if with what our goal was.
Oh, yes. I did say that wrong, didn't I?
Yeah.
I absolutely loved what we did.
Yes.
I wouldn't change anything of what we did for this this trip.
Yeah.
Would
'Cause I
you
think
agree with that?
I
Cuz
would.
I didn't.
Because with what we
Maybe a
want to do
different time of a year. I
with
don't
what we
know.
wanted to accomplish, I don't think we could have done anything I think we did it pretty well.
Yeah, I thought it went so smoothly, so perfectly. The lightning lanes were kind of stressful at times just because I was trying to plan out like the time, but I like that kind of puzzle.
Mhm.
If you don't like that kind of puzzle, you're not gonna like that.
Yeah.
If I think a better thing for us is what we would do again, like
Yeah, if we were to
how
do
we
it
would do it again.
Yes, if we were to do it again, what would we do
Yes.
different?
If I were to do it again,
Yeah.
I would not do as many rides.
Yeah.
And I probably wouldn't stay as long at Animal Kingdom.
Yeah. Yep. I would say so.
I think with Animal
I would
Kingdom,
rest more. I would sit down more.
Yeah, I'd probably find somewhere to sit and like enjoy that park.
Yeah.
Versus just like ride, leave.
Yeah.
I
I don't think we would be hitting 32,000 steps.
No. I probably would also, like, for me, I would probably go see Fantasmic instead of Happily Ever After. So I'd end my night earlier because I'm going to a park that closes earlier.
Yeah.
But I would see my favorite show and sit down for a while.
Magic Kingdom closes the latest, right?
Yes.
So it made sense that's another tip I would say is Animal Kingdom first because it opens earlier, Magic Kingdom last because it closes the latest.
Yes, if you want to get the most done.
Yeah.
If your goal is not to get the most done
Correct.
and you just like want to enjoy all 4 parks and do there's lots of different ways. You could just do like your favorite things. If I were to go, the problem is like Hollywood Studios is my favorite park, so everything is my favorite thing. But my most favorite thing is Fantasmic. So I would go just to Hollywood Studios to watch Fantasmic. And I would be very happy with that.
Yeah.
I would probably start the morning at Magic Kingdom because I like starting the mornings at Magic Kingdom.
Yeah.
There's just a lot of different ways that you can do it and make it your own. But would I tell somebody to go do it? Yeah. I thought this was so much fun and I thought it was such a bonding experience and we were all exhausted.
Dead.
Like the next day.
Yep.
We're like, we did it.
Yeah. But yeah, as far as if we were to do it again, I think, not as many rides, rest more. I don't know. I'm trying to think of some other things. I think ending at a different park. Yeah, maybe the order of parks would be different this time.
Yeah, I think the order would probably be a little different.
Yeah.
If I were to do it again, just because change it up,
Yeah.
might as well. And I think I like all the parks in the morning, but I like a churro later in the day, not as early as we had them. I don't know. I like it like as a midday snack versus as early we had it. That's just me. So yeah, that was our experience for 4 parks in one day. Something I didn't say was another tip is do this your first day because it will be your most steps, even if you spend that time chilling.
Yeah.
Do this your very first day.
You may not have the energy for this near the end of your trip.
No. And like you just want to make sure that your legs are the most fresh and you're like the most excited to do it, I think. I think you're going to be the most excited on your first day of parks, no matter what.
I would agree.
So, first day of parks, do this.
Yeah.
Definitely worth it.
But I would say here's another tip. I feel like they just keep coming. I wouldn't, if this is your first time to Disney, I probably wouldn't recommend doing this.
Do not do this.
I would have experience at most parks first.
Yeah.
Maybe just do Disney.
Yeah. I think we might have said it on here before. I don't remember, but I would not get park hoppers your first trip at Disney.
Yeah.
Like go to just one of the parks because there's so much to do in one of the parks and you don't know what you like to do or not like to do yet.
Correct.
Actually, if I were to do something differently, I'd probably go on Tiana's Bayou Adventure the first time because I didn't at like the first day.
Mm-hmm.
The first day we did this because I did not expect to like it as much as I did. Because I
Great
don't
ride.
like to get wet.
Yeah.
But that was incredible.
Great ride.
Yeah.
You get wet, but you dry quick.
Yeah. Sorry, that was a
Wear the
side note.
Wear the right type of clothes.
Side note, I would do that too.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I would do differently.
The only thing.
So that was our experience, and this is how you strategize and enjoy. And I think if you are with people that want to do this challenge, you're going to enjoy it no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
But just have a strategy. And if you want to do our strategy, this is it. If you want to watch the video of us doing this,
yes,
check out.
You'll be able to watch everything we have just talked about.
Yeah, check out follow us on social media and like subscribe to YouTube if you want to, because our videos will come out and we have videos for the whole trip. But I think this one's going to be really exciting to go through, and I think it's going to be an exciting vlog.
Yeah, so be on the lookout. We don't know when exactly it'll come out. I would say within the next 3 weeks, maybe 3-4 weeks.
Probably 3.
3? Okay.
Yeah.
We'll set that as a goal. We'll see what happens. But we've got a lot of other content you can look at if you want to.
Yeah. So that is it for today. This is 4 parks in one day.
Yes. Yeah, listen to us anywhere you listen to podcasts. Watch us on YouTube. Like, subscribe. We would appreciate it.
Yes, we would. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye.